Happy holidays from McGolf. Let's do a year in review and see what my favorite picks are. Welcome back to the McGolf Shop. Jim McCleary, most awarded certified club maker, club fitter, where you learn about reviews, fittings, and repairs. Also, your scores will go low. If you would, like the video and swing and hit that subscribe button and that bell. That way you'll see more of these when they come in. So let's talk about year in review. Year in review. Now, I don't get a chance to see every single piece of equipment, which this is not that kind of all in year in review. But we will go over some things I think was most successful for McGolf. So, equipment reviews, right? We did a lot of equipment reviews, very successful, to the point the #1 video that we did this year for McGolf was... Welcome to the demo day 2018 in sunny Orlando, Florida. And you know, you're going to see all kinds of advertising this whole week for the guys that, you know, that everybody knows. Well, here's a guy that we're hoping that everybody is going to know going forward. Now, he's moved on, and now we have a new product, and it's called New Level Golf.
Yeah, New Level.
And we're going to show you a few things, and we're going to let Eric explain what's going on.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks for having me. First of all, weather's kind of subsided here, so that's good. We have looks like we're going to have a beautiful day.
That's right, New Level Golf. We're at the PGA show of all things, right? Very beginning here, it took off. I couldn't believe it. I'd like to know what we did so we could recreate some more of that stuff, but I think it was very, what the new term would be organic. Okay, organic. But really what it is, Eric and I have known each other for quite some time, and we can get pretty honest on the video, and I think that's what came through. Not to mention that the New Level product is a pretty good product to begin with. All right, he's got 3-4 wedge designs now, right? Combo sets, all fours milled to their spots, and he's got a wedge out there that's pretty good. So he's had a pretty good run for his first year out, which is pretty outstanding. So let's see what his sophomore year has to entail, right? Now, to grips. I did a review here on Pure Grip. And you guys remember, I put what would be the gray or the titanium, right? And I put it on my pitching wedge. And what I did is I like the bottom hand a little bit more built up, so I put a couple rolls of tape on it. Played it all year long, all year long. And I said on that video that we'd do something towards the end of the year, and we are. So the thing about the Pure Grips is they talk about lasting 12 months. Well, I can certainly tell you, now I didn't get some outrageous number of rounds in or anything, but I played some good golf this year. And in fact, you saw I went to Scotland, and that one might show up over here, or over here for that matter, my left shoulder. My left shoulder? Yeah, my left shoulder. Anyway, we go over here, and this thing, when you wipe it off, stays just brilliantly tacky. So if you like that velvet-like look, here we go, and they come in multitudes of colors, but this thing wore pretty good. All right, it wore pretty good, and that's exactly what we were looking for. And to the point, because this is normally not the brand I put on my clubs, you know, I go to pull it out, and it's pretty good statement when you go to just pull it out, and you don't recognize that you've got a different grip on because you're just so used to it and it feels good. So you give those guys a shot. On another grip review, and with this company, we did the Golf Pride Tour Velvet Align. And I did the same thing, right? Now we talked about the Align where you got the diamond pattern in there in the bottom to give you a reference point. And in the video, I hit it outside, and man, you know exactly where your club face is at, so it's really great for controlling your club face, right? And when I got out into the real world, into the golf course, I'll be honest, I struggled a bit because I was just thinking too much about it. I was just thinking too much. And then I was out on a round, we were playing pretty good, and I just pulled the club out, knew I needed the 8 iron. Knew I needed the 8 iron, went up there and stroked it, and boom, right on there. And that's when I realized I had to stop just thinking about it and trusting the grip, and since then, it has been an incredible winner. Again, another one of those where you just put it in the bag, you bring it out, and you just grip it, and you go. And it's been really cool. Now, for those guys that like a truckload of feedback and knowing what the ball flight's going to do after they hit it, this is certainly that particular grip. All right, you know that when you left the club face just slightly open, you can expect a ball flight that may go away from you, or vice versa, or you just smoked it, and you expect to see something really good. So there is something to be said about knowing where that's going. To the point, I took that in the MCC4 and I put it on my latest driver, which will be another review when I'm allowed to do that one. So again, the Align technology, not a joke, something very cool to work with. And hopefully you will see more of these kinds of things coming through when we do more giveaways and reviews. Okay, woods, right? Woods. The big thing with woods, Callaway had the Rogue, right? And it would be, in my opinion, that there, if you watch the other social medias, that there was 2 competitive drivers, right? Basically the Ping and the Callaway were tops in there. You get in there, higher swing speeds, the Rogue pretty much did a really great job. For me, #1 driver, I went through them like water, right? There was nothing comparing to them. So the jailbreak technology with the little egg shape, better sound, right? Better sound was a terrific winner. And once you get the shaft and the length and the loft put all together, I mean, it becomes a real weapon that that you can use. And I think that, combined with our fitting process, really did a number on that. So the higher swing speeds, I'd say above 90, that thing was a weapon. All right, below 90 was a whole nother deal. The Wilson C300 became quite the weapon. It performed outstanding, right? It was in the lower swing speeds. And I think if you go to other social media networks, they will agree with that particular assessment. It's kind of funny. I had that light bulb moment when that got published, so that was pretty cool. And last but not least to say for this year, the driver versus driver, the Cortex, right? The Cortex. Now, I've had guys test this thing since it's been out, and we've hit a few, and this thing's a performer, all right? It's really a performer. So, don't be put off that you saw it on TV and it showed up late to the party as far as the year goes, but it's a performer. So we like that one. Fairway woods, probably the best fairway wood that was out there. It would be, again, in my opinion, from a fitter standpoint, what I saw from a overall perspective, people hitting them that like fairway woods, was the Rogue fairway wood. That thing was a beast, right? And I had a few folks that were out there that were virtually hitting it as far as their driver. That's how good that was going. It's a pretty good, it's very rare that you hear anything, really, really good about fairway woods. This thing was top notch, all right, top notch. All right, so that was fairway woods. All right, irons. Irons was a little different animal, all right. Of course, Callaway had the Rogue, they had the Apex. Everybody was waiting for the new one to come out, right? But the Apex was just such a stellar design that it stood the test of time. In fact, it went beyond its manufacturing cycle. Was a testament to that particular club. Now, they did come out with some new forged ones. The X Forged came out, and for players, it was an excellent club. The Rogue Iron, it had its place. I love all the design principles in it. It did very, very well for us here. That would be probably the #1. My #2 iron would be the C300 Forged. All right, we went through a lot of the C300 Forged. It had that level of forgiveness on the sole, had the forged face. It looked good at address, and I still think that's going to be a strong performer going into next year, right? So we're going to see something like that. And then third place when that one would have to be the New Level product. And I think for here, because we're a smaller base here, that it's just probably going to catch on wildly this coming year. Putters, did a review on that one. All right, assuming that that's my left shoulder. Is that my left shoulder? We'll go over here. So, putters, all right, all kinds of putters out there. You know, Bettinardi had a really great year, really great run with Molinari doing very well. Kuchar did very well. They're getting a stable of people that use their putters. I think you're going to see a big push from Bettinardi going forward. We did a lot with the O-Works putters, and we did a lot with Toulon putters. And to me, what really went the best, and it was just the neatest little thing, was that putter. Yeah, it was the red ball. The red ball putter, of all things. They got milled putters, all this new technology, and the one I thought was truly the coolest one that really did a lot of help for the golfer was the red ball. Had the little red ball that you look down, had all the painted marks so you could align properly. And once you had the right length, and even if you didn't have the right length, you'd line it so that you would putt better. Had a pretty decent feel because it had that face on it that was the skin of a golf ball, so it was like two golf balls touching each other. All right, that was a really, really good putter. All right, after that, my favorite, although I'm an Indianapolis guy from Toulon, I think the new EXO line that the Callaway folks had in the S neck, right, in the S neck, particularly for the better golfers. And the Rosie was probably one of my favorites. Although they didn't come in left-handed, the S Rosie was just one of those that people gravitated towards. All right, they just gravitated towards it because you got the big long sight lines and you still got that arcing feel that you can get with a regular one, but you got it with a mallet, which again was a little more forgiving. So we did that. All right, on to the videos. All right, just to give you the top 4 videos, the top 4 performing videos for this year, not overall, but this year. There were some that are much bigger overall, into the 30,000, 40,000 views, but just this year alone. Number 1 is, that's right, I already mentioned it. It was New Level Golf, the one at the PGA show. So you certainly will see me talking with Eric again this coming year for sure. Number 2 was how to cut a golf shaft. How to cut a golf shaft, big performing one. Came in really close to the New Level video. Just surprised me, but hey, you know, people want to know. And that's what I like. So if there's more stuff you guys want to see, put it in the show notes so I can add it to the content we have planned for 2019. Number 3 was how to extend a golf club. Yep, how to extend a golf club, right? And the different ways of making that happen. I still get questions to this day about that on there. I still get a little bit of chatter on that one, so that's good. Again, if you guys have questions, put it in the bottom. And last but not least is how to pull a golf shaft. You know, those are the 3 basic functions, honestly, other than bending, which we'll cover more coming up. And how to pull a golf shaft. Now, the really unfortunate part about all of those and pulling a golf shaft is that the unit that I use is no longer in manufacture. So we're going to have to see whether or not I can work any magic on getting some different pullers to let you guys know what they can use. You guys hear that out there that make those pullers? So we can make sure that that happens. And then finally, overall, you know, everything, there was a lot of close number 5. So our Sun Mountain bag review, that always seems to get a lot of press. Devin is really a lot of fun when we go to do those. And we'll should have something in January for you as far as we'll have something in January for you from Sun Mountain that's kind of new. I'm not allowed to say yet, but it's coming. It should be pretty fun. And then the other three that were really close were other club reviews. So you guys apparently like the product review. The only thing we really didn't have a lot on was fitting, and that's just because I didn't do it. So guess what? You can expect more of that so we can have all these things, level out. All right, finally, the very last thing that we got for the year in review, awards and certifications. Awards and certifications. So the two I could show you on here, but two of them we did an Akron KBS certification, and that's basically going to their website, going through their product, taking a test at the end, and you get a little certification voila, you're done. And really that's for me, for you. So if I know more about the product, then I can better serve you guys when it comes to fitting and or recommendations. So that was really good there. Another award certification, look right here. That guy, Certified Golf Pride Grip Changing Station, yay! All right, so this is a neat, these guys don't mess around. It's a metal sign. So if you look, McGolf Custom Clubs right there. So you can think that this is going to be, I've been having it sit back here, but it's going to get more prominent up front once we get there. So that's going to be something for us to do there. All right, last but certainly not least is, I found one. Top 100. We got Golf Digest Top 100 Best Club Fitters 5 times in a row. Now, I talked about these guys with the other ones in another video. And when I said like we're in the top 15%, that was untrue. I went back and checked. We're like in the top 30%. So still pretty healthy. It's still small, but now we're here. And look at that prominent sort of circle and all of that, right? So Francesco Molinari did really good. Congratulations to him. And thank you, Golf Digest, one more time. That's a year in review. Quick and dirty, different things. You'll see a bunch of, I'm linking all the stuff up there. And if you, again, please, if you guys have any ideas that you'd like to see in videos, please put them down in the show notes. That way we can add them to that. And let's see your scores go low. Finally, and certainly not, seriously, well, we had to get through it sooner or later. And it is a telemarketers. You gotta hate them.
Thank you for calling McGolf. Golf Digest 4-time top 100 best club fitter and Midwest club maker of the year.
That's true.
Come to the phone right now because we are busy with other customers or in a fitter.
Or making a video.